Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading, and I hope you're very well. And it is what, 7:05 in the morning, and already here, logged in with the traders in the trading room, and haven't just had a quick look at the markets. Obviously, it's non-farm payrolls today, so lots of news out later on, and loads of volatility as well. So we'll see if I can get anything trade-wise this morning. But if not, then I know that there's going to be loads of volatility this afternoon. Not necessarily that's always great to have all that, but we'll do that anyway. But for the purposes of disclosure, I was in a small swing trade on the Aussie dollar overnight from yesterday evening, which has stopped me out. So I have to obviously show you that, so at least you can see that already here. So I went in yesterday evening at 7:028, and I had a stop down at 69.77. So let me just show you that. I mean, obviously it was against the overall trend, but at the time I was thinking, okay, there was some nice divergences on the higher time frames, and it looked like it might want to hold and then push up today. Obviously it still could, but for now I've been flushed out of that one. So that's that. Right, I shall press pause for now. I'm back to this in a bit. Right, just back, and it looks like I'm going to get. Euro's been very choppy here this morning, but I'm going to give it a go. And there you go, 1 unit in so far. I'm just going to put 1 unit in at the moment. It's chopping around, but it's holding here. I'm going to wait until after 8 o'clock to see if I can then add to this position. So not necessarily looking to put even the 4 units in on this one, but euro dollar's got it's got its untested pivot up above it today. It's up at 49. It's not that far away, but so I've just gone long euro dollar here, and just with 1 unit. So it's a quarter size position at the moment, and I'm going to put a stop down here, so it's nice and tight, so to speak. It's a narrow range. I say nice and tight. Sometimes that's not a good thing, especially if the market's been in a bit of a range, because it can switch back down and maybe want to take these lows out or whatever. But just because it's holding a little bit here, I'm seeing, and we've only got 10 minutes, and I know where the new 8 AM pivot's going to be coming in. It's going to be coming in a little bit above, and so just seeing that potential there to see if this euro has got positive momentum here this morning on the hourly charts, and just see if it can push up. It's going against the overall trend from yesterday to an extent, what it is, but we'll see if it can push up. So I'll just press pause for now. Okay, so I've been stopped out already. That didn't last very long, did it? So there we go. There's the trade. That's that euro trade. Remember the Aussie I've already gone through with you this morning. That was from overnight, that Aussie dollar one. So it's this euro trade, just lost on that one. But hence why I only just put the quarter size position in, because of the risk. So I'll carry on watching, but it could well be that I don't get much more here this morning. We'll have to see. I'll press pause now. Okay, right, just back, and I'm going to give this euro dollar another shot here. Okay, I'm in long here. I'm getting potentially very, it could be just chopped up here. That's why I'm just playing at quarter size positions. So I've just gone long there at 30 again, and just in quarter size positions. I see the momentum still looks good to the upside, but the hourly 21's not great, not by any means, because it's facing down so much. Let me show you the hourly 21. It's facing down quite a bit, but I can't ignore the momentum where we are and where we are relative to the to that pivot as well. So anyway, I'm going to get another stop in. So we've got long at 29 there, 29.29, yeah. So I'll just get the stop in, 111. I'll put it down at 25 this time. Yeah, it shouldn't want to go down that low. If it goes down that low, I'd rather be out anyway. So stops at 25. And we'll see how this gets on. So we can see if it can get up to that pivot or not. Could be over very, very quickly if not. But it needs to stay on this side of things now, really, because of the where the moving averages are situated. So I shall press pause. Okay, so the euro's just coming up a little bit. It obviously needs to break out yet, and we'll see if it does. But the stop doesn't really need to be that high, that low down. So I'm moving it up another pip or two. So I'll just do that, and I'll press pause. Okay, just back, and the euro's still holding up here. It's breaking up at the moment, so it's got about another 10 pips to go if it's going to get there. So I can afford to move this stop up a bit more now. So I'm going to move the stop up to 28. So I'm moving the stop up. Stop. Okay, so euros, it's been coming up. My stop's effectively at break even now. It's at 29. So stops at effectively break even now. So it's whatever happens with this euro doesn't really matter. But we're looking to see if it can get up to that 49 level. So we'll see. But it may struggle. It may well struggle. That hourly 21 is a potential problem for this euro dollar. So it could just be it's having a little bit of a run here, and then gives it up. But at least it was. We look at this hourly chart, puts it in perspective, and look at this hourly 21, still sharply facing down. When I see those sharply facing down, then usually I know that any move is going to be restricted until that 21 starts to turn. We shall see. I'll press pause for now. Just back, whilst we're watching this euro, it's coming back in a little bit, but what I'm actually going to do, there's something else that we sort of spotted, and just going to put a half lot trade in because of the risk is so low on it with the stop size. I think the stop, if I've got this at on the right deal ticket, that would be useful, wouldn't it? So I can go in with a long on the Aussie dollar here. It's still diverging, this Aussie dollar, and it could want to have a bit of a run. So I'm going to go long Aussie dollar here, 50,000. Just got long at 80 there, and I'm going to put a stop down at 70. So it's a 10 pip stop on this Aussie dollar. Remember, I tried a swing from yesterday evening, which got stopped out, but it has come a bit lower. But there's things I'm seeing on my charts which see the potential for it to come up, and for the sake of a 10 pip stop with only a half lot position, so I'll give it a go. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and the euro's getting close to that target. I had that target at 49, which would probably be about 48 on my deal ticket. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take half off if it does get there, because you never know, it might have a little bit of a run. It's got some momentum behind it today. So if it can get to that zone, I'm going to take half off. So I've got a deal ticket here ready. So this is the P&L on the ticket at the moment. So actually I don't need to have that open now. So what I'll do is I'll just have the account up. So let's get rid of that, and I'll get this ready. If we bring the account over so you can see the P&Ls there. There we go. So this is the open P&L on that Aussie dollar trade that we've got, like I said, that 1/8 position size on. All small stuff here today, and this is the current position here on the euro dollar, which is beyond obviously the loss earlier on, but obviously we're not there yet and not taking profit yet. So what I'm going to do though on this one is, if we can get there, I'm going to close out half. So looking for around about 48 by looks of things, and if we can get to there, I'll take half of this off. So I'm going to have to sell half on here, and then it'll put me into a short, but I'll still be net long 50,000. That's how it'll work. So that's what I'm up to with that. So I'll just move that off for now, because I just see the potential that if the euro wanted to have a bit more of a run, it might want to have a run this morning maybe ahead of the non-farm payrolls, and then it'll probably then roll over again later. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. So it looks like we're just about to take that unit half off. Nearly, not quite. I'm just now I'm pressing record. Press record. It's probably going to just sit here at 47, but very, very close to taking that half. It's just sitting just under that daily pivot. So just want to see if we can get there, and I'll take that half off. So I'm just waiting to see if we can get there just that little bit more, and now it's pausing as I've pressed record. It's just there, it is 48, just hit 48. Still not hit the pivot actually on my charts just yet, so I'm still waiting to see if we can get there. So we'll see if we can get that just that little bit more. Are we going to get there? Come on, someone help it, push it up. It's like a car is not starting, and you need to get a few people behind the back and just give it a bit of a push so someone can give it a jump start. And but just as I've pressed record here, it's sitting just underneath it, and now it's just pausing. So see if we can just get there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to press pause on the recording again. Are we going to get there? Come on, hurry up! You've got less than a pip to go. You know what will happen is I'll hit this, and then all of a sudden it'll jump up about 5 pips. There we go, 48, 49, perfect. I think I've just done it, right? Yeah. So I've just taken half there at 50 in the end, so even better. Right, so I've banked half at 50. So let's bring this up. So let's just hit that daily pivot. So here's where we are now on the account. So by taking half, so we're still running this original position. I've just banked half effectively by going short with half. So whatever happens, I'm still net long 50,000. So we're just going to see if it can carry on going. So by banking half, then whatever happens on this trade now, I can't lose on this trade, and in fact obviously we're into a bit of profit. The Aussie dollar trade I can see is doing nothing. It's minus £6 at the moment. So we'll just have to see what happens now for the rest of the morning here with the euro. But if the euro can have a bit of a run, it's got the potential to come up to 111.70 odd. So we'll see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. It's now 1 o'clock, and let's have a look. So the euro's come down. It's trailing stopped me out, because remember I was trailing those stops up, and I'd taken half off. So as it stood, the euro trade there, by banking half when it went up. Where was that? By banking half. Oh yeah, of course, because I trailed the stop up, so effectively banked half by doing this. It's actually turned that small loss on the euro this morning into a small gain of £26. I am on it today, on fire. But no, seriously though, it's non-farm payrolls day. The markets were have been a bit choppy, so it's always the case of just keeping it low ahead of all that, I guess. Now, the Aussie dollar, remember this trade that I've gone into on the Aussie earlier on, it's really not run much, as you can see. I've got into 80, it's in at 83.9 right now. So we're going to have a look at that, because I've got to make up my mind whether I'm going to stay in that ahead of the news or not. Now, it's only just 1 o'clock now. I want to give this Aussie dollar just 20 minutes or so before I make up my mind. So I don't care if it comes down and stops me out in that time or whatever, if it wants to come down, but just in case it starts to run ahead of the news. So I want to give it, until closer to non-farm payrolls, just in case I find it's already up 10 or 20 pips. If it is already up 10 or 20 pips going as we get closer in the next half hour, I very much doubt that's going to happen, but if it does, I'll hold on to it. So we'll press pause for now, and we'll come back to this in a minute. Back up. Okay, so just back, and with the Aussie dollar just still playing close to where we were, I'm going to have to close out of this position. It would be irresponsible of me to try and stay in on such big news, so I'm just closing there. So banks are £10, so it's a bonus, isn't it? but yeah, it's on my day trading today. I'm up for the day, up £36. But yeah, it would be irresponsible to try and stay in a position ahead of the news when there could be lots of slippage. It's different if you're in a swing trade and you've got a bigger view and everything else. That's different. But when you're in a day trade, the potential is there that it just shoves down. So my stop was down at 70, wasn't it? Yeah, and it shoves down and but it comes down so fast that you end up with 30 or 40 pips of slippage. You don't want that. So I think it's the right thing. Now, Aussie dollar will probably go and fly up now today, but it's still the right thing to do ahead of the news. So we'll still try and be trading here around the news. So we've got just over 10 minutes to go. Be back in a bit. Interestingly, just coming back here, it's now only 23 minutes past. Look, literally just after I closed out there, it's coming up again now ahead of the news. So it's up 10 pips now. This would have been the point where I'd have been saying no, I'll hold on to this, because it would have been still 20 pips down to my stop from here. But alas, it's just started running a little bit just ahead. But doesn't matter. We'll come back to this, and hopefully there'll still be some entries at some point. Okay, just back. We have got 30 seconds to go. So I've picked the Aussie dollar. That's probably where I'm going to trade, but I don't know for certain. Only going to trade it if we go up. If we start turning down, then I'm going to switch very quickly to the pound dollar, and I could be trading that, so we shall see. We have got about 10 seconds to go, so we'll watch the spreads. We'll see where this is going to go to. I could be going into this quick, so fingers on the triggers here. 13 pip spread. I can't do anything about this at the moment. Right, I'm going to be wanting to go long. I'm going to be wanting to go long. If I can get in long, can't get in long yet. Okay, hit it. 11. I've got one unit in at 11. Hopefully we don't get a big reversal. Second unit in at 00. I've got 2 units in at the moment. I haven't even got a chance to get my stops in. So let's get a third unit in, and hopefully this is going to go. So I'm going to get my stops in fairly quickly now, because I've got 3 units in on the Aussie dollar, and I need to get that in fairly quick. 6965. Putting it in at 65. Hopefully I don't 6965, and hopefully that's going to work. 6965. Okay, my stops are in. So I've got my stops in at 65. We've had the initial shoot up, and then we've just gone and done a reversal. Typical of the non-farm payrolls, always the risk, but that's where we shot first of all. We just hit the hourly 50, but it's just rejecting off of there. So I'm going to get stopped out on this very quickly if we come down. I can still reassess and maybe get another trade off, but we're coming down. 65 is my stop. So it comes down to 65, I'm going to be out. It's not there yet. So I'll bring up my deal tickets just while I've got... so here's my deal tickets. So let's actually move that one off for a minute. So you can see if I'm going to get stopped out on this as it happens. Actually, why don't I just bring up the rather than doing that, just bring up the account, can't I? There we go. So here's the trades here at the moment. Here's those 3 trades. Stops are in place at 65. So we had that initial run up with that burst of activity up, and then it's just come back in. And so at the moment we're in that typical sort of non-farm payroll stage as to which way does it want to go. It's gone one way, now it's reversed. So no key direction there. So at the moment, but it did have that nice move up, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Well, we'll have to see what's going to happen yet. So we'll see. Let's have a look at the news. What's the news actually saying? I shall press pause. Oh, they came in at 173 versus 217 expected. That's why we had that initial move up, but like you said, it still came back down, and now we're just sitting around. My stop's literally just below this, down at 65. But yeah, so the non-farm payrolls didn't come in as strong as expected. Having said that, we're still, sold back off. So so far, so interesting that we have sold off, even though the figures weren't quite what they thought. So looks like I'm going to get stopped out, I must admit. We're back down at 69. So let's actually bring a deal ticket up here so we can actually see the prices. 71. This is the level that I'll be looking at. 74, 75. So I might have to press pause on this just whilst we're waiting. So 70s, 69s. I think it's going to want to edge down. Even if it's going to come back up, it's going to probably still want to blip this lower part of this range. So that could be what happens. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and I have been stopped. We see the Aussie dollar has come down, so it's a stop out. 893 down for the day on that one. Bear in mind, obviously 167 of that was a swing from yesterday. It was stopped out overnight, so it's on the day trading down 720 odd pounds. So nothing too major considering, and it's still been an okay. Well, still been a positive week, giving back some of the gains obviously from this week. But anyway, we'll still see. Still seeing if there might still be a trade on, and whether there's another one. So I'm just going to have a look at that. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. So we sort of come down and not followed through just yet. So I've got a little plan even on the Aussie dollar here. I'm just going to see how it closes here on this next 5-minute candle, or even on the one after that. So what I'm looking for is to see if we close inside my bands here. If we close inside, I'll put a little long on to see if we can get, it won't be a lot, but it'll be probably 10 pips by looks of things or so to the upside. But because I just suspect now that we might end up finishing up on a spinning top candle on the hourly charts. That's the way the other markets are looking anyway, so we'll see if the Aussie's going to do something the same. But anyway, I'll press pause for now. Okay, so it looks like we've got that pattern. I was looking at that on the Aussie dollar, if we go back to the Aussie, but actually the euro looks like it might have a slightly better pattern there, so than the Aussie. So I'm going to see if we can do it on the euro. So it'll be relatively tight stop. I'll try and keep it, if I can, to about 15 pips if it's going to set up. So I've got just over a minute to go. Right, just back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one unit in now, and then I'll put another unit in if we get a close inside here. So I've just gone along with one unit, and I'll put another one in if we get a close inside. If obviously it doesn't go too far. So anyway, I'm going to put my stop down here. So I've got that first unit in there on the euro dollar at 07. And so I'm going to put a stop down here about 93, something like that. So it'll be about, what's that, 13, 14 pips. So I'll just get that sorted out. I'll press pause. Okay, so the euro has held up, but I can't get that second unit in without a little dip. So I'm looking for that dip. and then we'll see. But at the moment it's held up, so I can't get the second unit in yet. I've got the other one in, so let's bring it up. So I've got the one unit in there. Hopefully you can see that, but doesn't look like I'm going to get the second unit in yet. So if we get up into the upper 20s, that's what I'm looking for, and that will be about it. So about where my white line is here on the chart. So if we can get close to that, then I'll bank that. So it's not going to be a lot, but it's something by comparison to the other trade. So a little bit more, and I'll take that if it can get there. Now I've still got this on record at the moment, so hopefully I don't have to keep this running for too long, otherwise I'll have to press pause. Looks like I'm going to have to press pause. Okay, nearly there. Okay, nearly there. Are we nearly there? Looks like it. Okay, I'm going to bank this, guys, here. 29 banked. 29. So it was 20 something pips. It helps, doesn't it? It helps. Has that just gone to 30? Blimey, that went quick. Okay, let's have a look here, because I think this is pretty much going to be it now. But we'll see. Well, you never know. If we start getting a trend on this afternoon, you never know. So with the euro trading, just banking that one, I've now got £166 in the bank versus, well, we take 167 off that. It was about 720. So take 166 off of that. So it's 720, 620, 560. Let's call it, roughly speaking. I'm down for the day, so it doesn't make it too bad actually. But you know, if we get a big turn this afternoon, you never know, I might get something else in. But I was playing this for the spinning top. Now the spinning top, which is sitting there right now, there we go, on the hourly charts. So shame I didn't get that, just couldn't get that second unit in there. We closed here. I didn't want to overpay just in case. Wanted to get a blip. We never got the blip, and it's done effectively what I wanted it to do. So that's it for now. I'll press pause. Okay, so just back. Looks like I'm going to be going for cable on the short side now. Everything's lined up, so we'll see if it can carry on running. So I'm going to be putting one unit in, and then I'll put a second or maybe a third unit in if it rallies a little bit. So we are just about there. So the momentum's all lined up. So I'm going to put one unit in right here, and then I'll add. Right, one unit is in, but it's only a 50,000, so it's only a smaller size position, so it's 1/8 of normal size. So at the moment, and I'll get a second 50,000 in a minute if I can. So I'm just going to have a look at the daily charts off screen, because there was a level I was looking at on the daily charts. If it's going to come down, it could come down to that level. So it's around about 150, 170, roughly speaking. So that's what I'll be looking for, 150, 170. If I can get a second unit in, then great. At the moment, I'm not. So let's bring up the deal ticket. I'll have that up there so you can see what that's up to. I think you can see it then, the P&L just about on the screen there. But I want to get this second unit in yet, so we'll see if we can get that. Momentum's all lined up to the downside. We'll see if it carries on. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so the cable's coming up a little bit, so it's not going to be coming up much more, and I'll be getting that second unit in on this cable. So remember, I'm only trading at 1/8 levels at the moment, so that'll put me to 1/4 position, full size, and that will be it. Now I'll put a stop just up here in the around about 120, 52.20. And then we'll just see what happens. So it's had a bit of a rundown, but it's stopped, but it's still got some negative momentum there, and obviously overall trend. So we'll just see if it can sort of get up to here and then do a slow roll back over. So that's what we're looking for. So we're getting close, but just pressed record, and still not there yet. It's going to be a long recording today, so I'll press stop for now. Okay, so looking like not quite got that entry up there, but it looks like I'm going to add to the position down here. So I'm just waiting for the close of this bar. It's only a 5-minute candle, but I'm going to wait for the close nevertheless. If we can still close on a nice red one, then I'll put this second unit in, and then I'm going to pop the stop just above the highs there. So let's see, we are there. Okay, just got the second unit in. Second unit is in on cable. Now I'm going to put those stops in. So the stops are coming in above these highs. I'll just press pause while I'm doing that. Okay, so just back. We're sitting through not a lot going on at the moment, as we can see on this pound dollar. So, but we're going to move the stop down just a couple of pips. So we'll do that. Okay, it's just broken again a little bit. So there's the position. So there's the two positions. So we're just sitting there. There's not too much going on with them, but it was broken a bit. So we're really sitting through this here this afternoon in the trading room. But so I'm going to move the stops down to just above this high now. So we'll see how we go. But we're looking for ultimately around about 150, 170 is the low. We have got a monthly pivot coming in at 80. We're just going to look at that just whilst I've got this on pause. Okay, just back, and we are gradually, it's been creeping its way down, and so we're getting very, very close to taking this profit. The target was sort of 70 area, but that's on the daily charts, so the reality is going to be about 72, 73, something like that. So and now the phone's ringing, so I'll quickly go and answer the phone, and I'll press pause for 76. Okay, so we're back. So it just hit 75, so I'm getting very close to taking one of these off. So there we go, 75, which means we must be at 74 area, which is getting very close. We have got a daily pivot, another pivot below us a bit further down, but I don't want to get too it's been a long time coming anyway. I'm only going to take half off, so I'm going to take this one, guys, at 75. Oh, if I press on the right button, 75. Okay, close at 75. Then hopefully we can get this next one in. So whatever happens, it's not going to, as far as the actual trading account today is concerned, this trade is not going to make back those losses from earlier on because of the the position sizes. Basically, I've downsized position sizes. So I hope that for you watching this, if you're still watching this 26 minutes in, then you see that there's a good learn from this, because a lot of traders, when they've had losses, then they actually increase their position sizes. So whereas today I'm not allowed to do that, so we can still trade. It was a valid enough setup, this one, when it came along, but had to be at a downsize, a bit like the euro as well. But even by having these couple of trades with downsized positions, they pull back some of the losses. So let's have a look where we are now. So let's move this off for a minute. So we're over £150 on this cable trade. So £150 on this, £160 on that. Potentially it would be £300. £300 off of this. Bear in mind, like I said, that one of those was that swing, so I don't include that. So for the day, it was actually 893, 793, 720, less 300. All of a sudden, you're down at £420 down for the day. It's not a lot on that account. Mind you, none of this is particularly, but yeah. So it's all fairly amiable, really. So anyway, hopefully it's been a good lesson today. There's been some decent trading in here today. It's just been the variances of the position sizes around that volatility, and that's what killed it, was because the wider stops on the Aussie dollar, and that's what did it. But overall, the trading has been quite good today. It's just a shame that it's been a down day. Anyway, I'll press pause for now. Okay, so we're just coming down. We've had another little flurry here. So we're still in this position at just coming up to 4 p.m. This could be the final fix move as the end of the London session here on a Friday afternoon. So we've come down to the daily S2 pivot. So guys in the room, if anyone's in this, you want to be bailing, then you can. I'm just looking to see if we're going to get we are getting this final flurry and see what's going to happen here. So what I am going to do is really start aggressively moving my stops down now to the highs of these bars. So moving that stop down to 83. So I'm moving that stop down to 83 now, and so making sure I'm locking in those gains, but just going to see if we can get that little bit more of a flurry. So we've got to 70, if you remember, was these lows back here for May. So that's what I've been holding out for. So we've done all of that and pushed through it. I just want to see if we're going to get a bit more of a flurry and take out a load of stops that might be down there. So it's gone through it a little bit, but it's we want to see if it can go any further. Look at that, it's immediately come back up. So we just got to see if it can hold down there and push. So let's see. So we are running this. I'm at nearly 30 minutes. I can't keep running the video too long, but this trade's going to be over very soon. Anyway, whatever happens, this trade's going to be over very soon. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. So we've now closed in here. We we keep on just dipping, but I'm going to use this as a point to bail out now. We've just put a little close on here. It's after 10 past 4 in the afternoon on a Friday. If we just do a little dip to my lower band, I'm going to close this out. So we're just on top of it to see if we can just get there, and then I'm just going to exit that position. So it might just have had enough here. So we had a bit of heavier volume come in a couple of bars ago, so that'll do. Okay, it's just done a dip. Okay, that'll have to do. Right, I am out at 74 point something. So let's have a look at this then. So in the end, the trades for today were so it's 720 less. What's that? 166 plus 155. Call that 120 off of 320 off of that, so it comes down to £400 net down today. So, but there's some good trading in there. Like I said, I feel like there was some decent trades in there. Actually, it's just got skewed by the higher volatility stop outs on that Aussie dollar trade. So a weird day in that there was probably 3 winners and 2 losers, but overall net down as regards to that. I shall leave you to it. Have a great weekend. Be back in touch next week.